Okay, so today I want to talk about why is mindset so very important, and even if it is. So stay tuned if you're having a challenge with mindset. First thing I want to say is that for the past 40 plus years, my involvement with, especially in network marketing, and now doing my own business and my own coaching and teaching and so forth, I wish I had taken more time on mindset. I wish I had taken more time on personal growth and personal development than I did. Okay, now that's changed over the last years. But in the beginning, I never realized how important it was and what a difference it would have made in my business, in my growth, in my community, in my success in what I was doing. And the strange part about it was every other part of my life, my business, my military career, everything else I did, mindset was crucial, right? You just couldn't exist without it. But when it came to my network marketing career and the business that I grew over the years, and part of that was because I did have a good career in corporate America, and I took network marketing as my plan B. And if it didn't work, it didn't work, and that was my mindset. It's okay. I was making really good money, had a good career, everything was fine. But then once I got out of that and I started having the desire to really do network marketing on a full-time basis, things changed. I just thought, okay, I've been doing this for a long time, yeah, I haven't done great, but I know I can just do that. And I know there are some mentors and people out there that, have some good suggestions, but I like kind of doing things my own way. And I mindset, yeah, I know they always teach on mindset and how important it is, but I'm a little bit, that's kind of overdone, right? So I want to know the nuts and bolts. I want to know the nitty gritty, the details of, what do I say and where's the scripts and on and on and on and on. And then I learned very quickly, it's like, crap, that doesn't matter. What matters is up here. And why does that matter so much? Because we are going to get hit with every single thing you can think of. And this hit home again to me today because as I was thinking about this video, I happened to watch incredible friend, incredible mentor, incredible brother in the Lord, Robert Hollis. And I just thank God every day that if I hadn't gotten involved with My Daily Choice, I would have never really, I knew Robert, and it turns out we were in other businesses together, but I didn't even know it. But I wouldn't have developed the relationship I have and the friendship I have and all of the things he has taught me over the years. But I was watching a video he was doing, and he was talking about, oh no, they left the company. And I thought, oh yeah, I was guilty of that mindset that somebody left the company. Why did they do that? I wonder if I'm at the right place. I wonder if I'm doing the right thing. I wonder if I should do the same thing, if I should change. Justin my mic here. I went to that same mindset battle every time someone left, right? And I loved what he was saying. And if you're not following him on YouTube, if you go to youtube.com/ and then use the @ Robert Hollis, I would, without question, encourage you to. In fact, I'm going to put it in a link below, and you'll see it down there. So I would go out there, subscribe, get his videos whenever they come out, and just learn something from the master, right? That it's so true. You start second guessing yourself because your mindset's not right. You start thinking that, why did they leave? And he made a good point. How many times have we sat back and thought, why did these giants come here? Right? Why did the people that are here leave the company they were at and come here? All we're thinking about is, why did somebody leave here? Right? You never take that time to really look at the whole big picture that people are leaving and people are going to different companies all the time. Right? It just always happens. Change is inevitable. I think it's in Ecclesiastics where the scriptures talk about uh, there's a time, every season has its time, and everything that goes on in our lives, there's a reason for it, there's a change for it, there's a path we're going on. For me, I hopefully take the leading of the Lord, and I'm going down the path that He wants me to. Sometimes we don't. We don't listen, right? But again, it all comes down to mindset. Where's your mindset? Where are you at, and why aren't you working at it instead of resisting any training on how to better your mindset? And I will tell you, I'll give you the easy solution to making your mindset better. Work on it every day. Take positive action. I can't tell you how many times I've said this. I can't tell you how many times people have said it to me. I can't tell you how many times we've trained on it. If you want the easy button, the magic button on how to do anything better, it's all the same. Take action. Take action. I was talking with someone the other day where we were talking about fear and doing lives and making videos and getting in front of people, and they were like, what's the easiest way to do it? And I was listening and watching people that were coming on and giving their remedies. It was, well, pretend like you're talking to a friend, and do it private for a while and check it out, and do this and do that and do this, and all of those things are good suggestions and everything. But at the end of the day, when all the smoke is cleared, it's all about taking massive action. Not just a little bit, but taking massive action. If you've got something that you're afraid of, you jump right in the middle of it. I learned that a very long time ago, back in the early 70s when I was in the military. One of the trainings they gave us, that you did, and I don't even know that they knew that they were doing it, is, you're afraid of this? I was in jump school, jumping out of perfectly good airplanes. I've heard it all, trust me. But I remember the first week, they broke it down into 3 weeks: ground week, tower week, and jump week. And I think they still do that now here in the new millennium. But back then it was, they rode you a lot harder. It was a lot harder than it is now. From what I'm seeing from videos that people are taking, it was a lot different. But the reality is that you started off jumping off these platforms because you had to learn how to hit the ground correctly and roll and everything else, so you didn't break every bone in your body, right? Because they didn't have really good parachutes back then. So, and then you would go off this 11-foot platform, and then you'd go to this 32-foot tower. It was 32 feet tall, and it was like a zip line, but you had to jump off this thing, and you're on a harness, and you rode down these metal cables and so forth. It was scary, at first. And then on Tower Week, you went up this 250-foot tower, and we were in Columbus, Georgia. We could see Atlanta from there. I'm not telling you a lie. And you're just dangling there with your parachute harness on, and your parachute's opened on this ring, and they hit a button and it releases you, and you start falling, right? But you're hanging, just dangling, hoping nothing breaks, and your chute's already open, but you're hoping that the risers and all the connections don't screw up and you fall and everything else. It was incredibly fearful, but you just did it. It wasn't an option. You didn't want to ring out. You didn't want to quit, although there was a lot of people that did, because they didn't know how to handle their fear, and their fear was resolved when they took action. If you understand the acronym, right? False evidence appearing real. It's like you thought it was going to be a lot scarier than it was. And it was scary when we got up there, but after I did it, I was like, oh, that was nothing. And then the last week is jumping out of a plane, a perfectly good C-130. We jumped out of a C-130 and then a C-141, which was a jet. And I remember that first jump, I got to the door, and I'm like, oh, man, they want me to jump out of here. And you had 30 or 40 people behind you, other soldiers and sailors and everything else, pushing you out the door, right? It was a mindset. I went on to do many, many jumps after that and fell in love with it, and learned to get past my fear in a lot of things. But when it came to business, when it came to doing other things in my life, it was amazing how that just flew out the back of my head. I didn't remember it. I didn't understand it. And when I came up against these obstacles, these barriers, these big hills that I had to climb when it came to building my business, I'd forgotten all about it. And I would make up excuses, and I would find ways of trying to get around it and making up reasons why, oh yeah, I knew a better way to do it and everything else. When it all came down to the fact, I remember when someone told me that I should start doing lives online and start getting in front of the camera, and it was like, oh, and this was 10, 20 years ago now, back in 2009. And back then all we had was a thing called Periscope, I believe. I know that's what we used. And my mentor back then was a gentleman by the name of Ray Higdon, and he was like, get on Periscope and do these lives, and we could only do a couple of minutes or whatever it was. And I was terrible at it, and I was scared to death, and I just, even though I'd been up in front of people before, something about sitting in front of the camera and doing all this stuff, but I kept doing it. And he said, just keep doing it. Well, what isn't there? Give me some trick, some little tip that will help me do it better. Yeah, okay, keep doing it. No, I mean, like, should I look off to the side, or should I, wear blinders or goggles, or what should I do to make it easier? And he said, well, keep doing it. Keep doing it. Just keep doing it. And I remember when I got involved with My Daily Choice, which was I'm no longer involved with him, but I'm doing my own coaching and training now. But when I was involved with them, I reached out to my upline and mentor, which was Robert Hollis. He wasn't my direct upline, but he was one up from me. And I said, Robert, even though I'd been doing network marketing longer, he'd been doing it much more successfully longer than I have. And so I said, hey, what do I do? And he said something very, very simple and straightforward. Say as little as possible to as many as possible, as quick as possible. And I said, oh, okay, yeah. Now what do I say? He said, well, you say as little as possible to as many as possible, as quick as possible. I said, well, Robert, what do I say? Just as little as possible, and to as many as possible, and as quickly as possible. I'm like, okay. It's like deer in headlights. Okay. And he never changed it. That's what he said. And I'm like, okay, what do I say? I don't know what I say, but I only have to say a little bit. I knew that. And I can say a little, a lot, to a lot of people, because I was a messenger. And so I was messaging 10 people a day, and I was just saying a little bit, and people started kind of messaging back and saying, what are you talking about? It's like, whoa, okay, getting a little bit of reaction here. So I bumped it to 25 a day. Then I bumped it to 50 a day. Then I bumped it to 100 a day. And I started to get the knack and started to understand what was going on. And I went from bottom of the rank to 6th rank advance in 19 days. And ended up being, far up in the ranks, and they asked me to speak on stage and on the some panels and so forth. They actually picked my wife and I, and they came out to the house and took photos and put us in a magazine, and we were having all this success. And it was funny because one of my top leaders, an incredible friend of mine now, Carlos Martinez, he got involved and he said, Ron, what do I do? And I said, you should start doing lives and get in front of the camera. He's like, okay, what else? I can't do that. I said, yeah, you can. You can do that. He says, no, what, can I just post it? And I said, no, if you want to have success. So he broke down and he started doing videos, and he got to the same rank I got to in 17 days. So he beat the time it took me to get there. He ended up being my top leader. And now if you see him online doing lives, looks like he's been doing it for years and years and years. Everybody loves him. He's a natural at it. He's now since gone into real estate, and from what I understand, he's doing amazing. But it's that mindset. So if you don't think the next time someone says, hey, we're going to do a training on mindset, and you go, oh, not mindset again. Come on, let's get to the nuts and bolts of this. I need some meat, You can't get any meat that's better than that. It's like the porterhouse steak, the filet mignon. The filet mignon of what you need to learn and of business education, right? I've always taught 3 things: mindset, skill set, and tool set. Those 3 things, and it's like the verse in 1 Corinthians, and then there abides these 3: love, faith, and hope, and the greatest of these is love. Well, the greatest of those 3 things is your mindset, right? if you don't have a good mindset, and it comes down to your money mindset, if you wake up in the morning and say, man, I'm just tired, it's going to be a long day. You're going to be tired and it's going to be a long day. That's just the facts. I have people reach out to me all the time and say, and I'll be 71 here in a couple of weeks, right? So I'm 71 years old, and I get people all the time saying, well, yeah, but you know technology, and I'm technically challenged. And I say, yep, you are. You are. Well, how do you know? I said, well, because you just told me. Well, I may not be. I said, well, if you're telling yourself you're technically challenged, then you are technically challenged. If you're telling yourself every time something technical comes up that I have a hard time with this, you're going to have a hard time with this. Instead of getting up every day and saying, I love technology, I'm going to use it, I'm getting better at it every single day, this is amazing, and taking advantage of the thing that you're having a struggle with to get better at that thing that you're having a struggle with in this case. Because of technology, we have YouTube videos out there that will teach you anything. If you make the desire, change your mindset, and start learning those things that you know you need to learn, instead of keep telling yourself you're technically challenged when you're really not. You just made a choice to be technically challenged. But you're not. You're no smarter than I am. I've just been doing it a lot longer. And I just made a decision a long time ago that I'm going to do this. Now, there are times I'll tell you that I tell myself that I'm technically English challenged, right? People will tell you, you don't use the right words and the right grammar and all that. Yeah, you do. I don't. And I should. And I work better on that. I try to, right? And I'm not really good in the art department, but I still try. I still work at it. I still try to learn. I've gotten a lot better. If you look at my website, the colors now seem to go together, and it's something. It's not my best, but I will never tell anybody or tell someone that I'm color challenged. I'm artistically challenged, because that's a choice I make. Now, does that mean that some people have an aptitude for things more than other people? Absolutely. But it still doesn't mean you can't do it. If you don't believe that, two things. One is, watch the movie Rudy. Okay, there's a kid that was just not had the aptitude to play football and ended up being a hero for one play. Right? I think that's how it went. One play or one game, right? But if one person has done something, you can do it, right? If you have a rank, someone is a 50K affiliate in your company and they've done that, then you can do it. It may take you more. And I get this all the time with people saying, well, you don't understand, it's really hard. Well, I do or I don't understand, but whether I do or don't understand doesn't make a difference. You understand that. It doesn't make a difference. It's not a matter of if it's easy or hard. It's a matter of, is it worth the time and the effort to do it? Which comes down to mindset again, right? If you've got the right mindset and one of the things that Ray Higdon said that I always loved is until and despite and until, right? I'm going to accomplish this goal, this task, this journey, despite anything that gets in my way until I get where I'm going, right? So, because so many people get involved with a company or a business or a dream they have, and I'm going to try this for a year. Hopefully it'll work out. Well, I almost can promise you it won't. I'm going to try to give this 6 months. That's what I'm telling you, man. I'm giving you 6 months, and then if it doesn't work, then this is a scam, right? Quit now. Don't waste your 6 months. Go find something that you'll put the right effort and the time in for. Or change your mindset. Now, what Robert was talking about, and I encourage you again, go to youtube.com/@Robert Hollis. Go there and watch some of his videos. But this was on people quitting, right? And they do this all the time. And because people don't have a good mindset, as soon as it happens, all the flags and all the bells and whistles are going off. Oh no, did I make a bad decision? Because they left. And they must know a lot more than I do. Well, I found in life, in my 71 years, that most people don't know more than I do. They certainly don't know more than I do about me and what I can do, right? Only one person I know is God. And he's the one directing me. So if he's told me, hey, you stay here, then I don't care what Joe Blow has done and left. Because I see people jumping companies. I've seen it more times than I can. Right? Well, now I'm doing my own thing, and I'm going to try and... I'm going to try. As Yoda would say, there's no try. Just do, right? I'm building my own influence or whatever, my own presence online. I'm not building, I should say. I'm reinventing myself, and now I'm going to start coaching and really teaching and giving back to the community for a lot of reasons. And because I'm doing that, I don't want to necessarily be in a specific network marketing company. And this isn't all about network marketing company. I want to teach people how to build their own, business and do what they feel they have a passion for. Maybe their passion is training dogs, or maybe their passion is cooking, or maybe their passion is health and wellness, that they have a lot of experience in everything else. I would love to teach people how to do that, take their passion, add some education to it, and have success and have income and revenue coming from it so they can do what they love for the rest of their life, right? Hence, if you look at my YouTube site and my website and everything else, it's where education and passion meet success. Because I believe if you put those two things together, and education comes in all forms, right? It comes in the form of taking courses, taking classes, working on your mindset every single day, working on personal growth, working on your mindset, doing your skill sets, getting better at the skills, not running away from the things that might, scare you, like technology and everything else, but running to them, jumping in the middle of it and getting better at it so that you can give everything you can. So, all right. With that said, if you are interested in having, I've got a deal going on right now with the program that I use called Kajabi, which is amazing. It will allow you to build some courses. It'll allow you to put some ebooks and things together that you're passionate about and help you sell them. It will take you to a place in your business online that you probably have never gone, and you wouldn't be able to go with a lot of other programs. So I've got a 30-day free trial going on right now. If you go to kajabi.com, it's only 14 days, but they've allowed me to offer you 30 days, and it is an affiliate link, and I do get a little bit, but it does not change the price that you would pay if you do decide to upgrade. But if you decide to use my link, rondarian.com/Kajabi, I'm going to give you my mini course in Kajabi to get you started and up and running. And then if you upgrade, I'm going to give you 4 one-hour sessions at least, and help you get things going and set up and ready to go and ready to roll and running, so that you can take your passions or passion and get it online and get started really building something, changing other people's lives in the area that you love, and change your own. So God bless you. I can't wait to see you on the next one. Share, subscribe, like, do all that silly stuff. But more than anything, I hope you get something out of this, and you really realize how important it is to keep up here where it needs to be. So God bless you. I will see you on the next one.